So, gonna jump right into doing this oil change for this 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan. So as you see, the first thing you're gonna want to do is go ahead and go up under the steering wheel, up under the dashboard, and all of that. Get the hood popped, which I already had it popped. Then you're gonna want to unscrew the oil cap. Get that taken off. Later on in the video, I will show you because I forgot to show right there that most of the times that the type of oil that you need is on top of the cap. I also take out the dipstick. That's just something that I do. Haven't really seen anyone else do it, but it became a habit for me. So here we go. Because I'm in the shop, we're about to go ahead and get the car lifted in the air. So let's do that now. So, after you get the car lifted in the air, you're going to always want to make sure you lower the car on a lock, just for safety purposes. Now we're checking up under the car. You're going to see here goes the drain plug right here. And also behind the drain plug, we have the oil filter. So, again, like I said, there go the oil filter, drain plug, oil filter. So we need to get those two things off. Check that real quick. The oil takes OW20. Speed this up for you guys. Just going back here to give me some oil, get everything filled up to get ready for this oil change. Checking the levels right here. Heading to the back to go find me a filter. I'm a bad looker. I didn't find it, and it was definitely back there, but got another one from the front, so it's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this filter opened up so we can continue on with this oil change. And just set it aside. So I'm keeping everything very simple and step by step. So it's like if this is a DIY type of thing, this should be fairly simple for anyone to get done. Of course, you need your oil caddy right there, or a bucket, and your filter pliers. If you so happen to be in the shop, you'll have a caddy. As I said, if you're on the streets, you'll be using a jack and a bucket. Those filter pliers, they come in handy. I already pre-untightened the filter because I know I was doing the video. Then there you go. It's simple. You just twist it off. Make sure you keep some distance because the oil, could potentially shoot back on you. So now you see we got that off. Next, we have to get the drain plug taken off. So the drain plug ended up being a 13, which I already untightened that prior also just to keep things rolling. And then here we go. Make sure as you're unscrewing the drain plug, you're putting a little force on it because the oil will pop out. So you can feel once it gets to the end, and then there you go, just a quick little pull. Try to make this whole situation as less messy as possible. So here we go. We just need to let all of this oil drain out. I would say a good time is about a minute or two. And once the oil is drained out, you can continue on. In the meantime, though, let's get this filter. Let's get the filter put on. Now, before you put the filter on, there's a rubber seal on there. And you always have to make sure that rubber seal is lubricated. That's what I was just doing, dipping it in the oil. Some people just, rub some oil on their finger and rub it around. That's the black seal right there. Now, we're just screwing the filter on. Now, let's make sure that this filter is tight. Now, once you have the filter tight, you're going to want to grab a rag and go back over it because as we know, oil is slippery. So make sure you got a good grip. You also use the rag. You want to wipe everything down. And we're back over here to the oil drain. So we're just going to screw the plug back in. Let's get that back tightened up. And there you go. We're gonna take our 13 and get that all the way tightened. All right, there we go. And when you're tightening this, you don't want to put too much force because you don't want to break the oil pan. So you don't want to put all of your weight, but you do want to make sure that it's not gonna pop out. From there, just wipe everything down, give everything a nice clean, and the oil is out of the vehicle. Moving the caddy out the way, and, make sure you raise the vehicle up and then lift it. If you're working inside of a shop. Now we had a vehicle back lowered down. It's pretty simple from here. Now we're just using the funnel. We're gonna put the oil in there. This vehicle, I believe, took 5 quarts. I always throw like an extra half in there. Just became a habit. Let's get this all the way filled up with oil. There we go. Now, once that's filled up, we get that out, put that over there. Now we're gonna put the cap back on. Now remember I said earlier that on the cap, it normally shows you the type of oil the vehicle takes. There you go. Wipe off any excess oil spots. Just being courteous, whether it's your vehicle or a customer's vehicle. And now right here, I was, you wanna pull the dipstick out, clean it off after you do the oil change, and then put it back in, pull it out to make sure that there's the right amount of oil on there. Now, unfortunately, you guys couldn't see it. I messed up, but you definitely want to check that before you start the vehicle. Do not start that vehicle without oil in there. And it's pretty much that simple. That's a complete oil change.